Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I feel like it's my audience. Like she's watching and she's fine. Previously on Chronicles of Dania, I talked about my wedding in the last episode. After my wedding, a couple of things that I didn't expect to happen happened to me, right? And I found that it was a bit difficult to talk about because no one talks about it, right? Everybody expects that post-wedding you're supposed to be like, oh my god, blushing bride, new wife, honeymoon, the glow. Like I'll go and people will literally be checking my glow. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Anyway, but there you have it. The 2-ingredient ice cream made in less than 6 hours. Hey people, welcome to the final episode of Chronicles of Dania for this season. So now today I'll be picking up from where I left off in the last episode, where I talked about being in a bit of a funk post-wedding and how I needed something more, something a bit different from my life before the wedding. So I'll be telling you a bit more about that and what exactly I did or what I decided to do. After the wedding, my husband Ugo got admission into a top MBA school in the USA, and he wanted me to come with him to school. Now, I'd never wanted to live outside Nigeria. I'm sure you can tell where I'm going with this. But anyway, I'd always wanted to live in Nigeria, right? I'd say to anyone who cared to listen that, I like to travel, I like to, go around the world. But Nigeria is home for me. This is what I know. I've lived in Lagos all my life, except the 1 year I spent in Bielsa for my NYC, right? But then this is what I know, and I was comfortable here. So I wasn't planning to move anywhere. So when he asked me to come, I was like, nah, it's just 2 years, we'll be fine. You'd go, we'd do a lot of shuffling back and forth, and then you'll come back and, we'll be fine. So he was like, oh yeah, that's fine, because he wasn't about to now, force me or anything. So, and then I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I have a business here, I just started the business, I should, just stay and make sure everything works and all of that. So that's just the background, right? Now, at some point, sometime in August, actually, I think it was the day he left. So, on my way back from the airport, I may or may not have cried. He may or may not have cried. Some tears might have been shed. But I came back and I was still in a funk all this period, so especially work-wise. So I was on my way back from the airport and I just started thinking about it, like, so why exactly do I not want to go? Because it just stopped making sense that day for some reason. Maybe because it was the day he left. I don't know. I'm not going to say that I didn't miss him or anything. But I just really couldn't think of any reason why I wasn't going. Do you understand? And so I was like, okay. For the first time, moving became an option that night. But then I don't just make rash decisions like that. So I did the thing I do whenever I have a decision to make. Took it back to God. I'm like, hey, God, how far? This is what I might be feeling. I'm not sure. Does it make sense? Is it the right move? And all of that, and I took some time to pray about it. And the answer was go. And the thing about, my experiences with God is that sometimes it may be through scripture that he speaks to me, but sometimes it's the randomest thing. I was reading a novel. I was reading a Karen Kingsbury novel. I don't remember the name. I'll show you, but and I was reading a particular part and it just came alive to me, and it was talking about moving and being with your husband and blah, 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 blah. And it was just so real. It was like my answer right there. And to be honest, from that second when I decided I was going to go, it was like the funk literally just lifted off my body, of my mind, more like I became elated. I was excited again. I stopped, and which is odd because I always thought that whenever I thought about moving, when Ugo would first say let's go, what the emotion at that time was fear. I think it was fear. It was more like I don't want to do this. From that point where I decided that this was the right move, and I knew God was behind it, the emotion was excitement. It was different. I was so sure that it was the right thing to do, and I became excited. So the next thing, and I started thinking about it business-wise, read what exactly am I doing here that I can't do from anywhere in the world? I'm writing. I could write from anywhere. I could design spaces anywhere. I could paint anywhere. I could even bake anywhere, right? And then my baking business in Nigeria had grown up to the point where my clients here would not suffer, and so the business is able to run without my physical presence here. So there was really no reason, for me insisting on not going, and so I decided to go, and my funk left. So the whole point of this whole episode is to tell you that from the next season, I'm sure we'll be back for its second season. All of this would have changed. All of this will be hopefully a better what is this called, backdrop, sets. My sets would be even I know this is really a dope set, I'm not gonna lie, but it'll be an even improved set. I don't know where I'll shoot it. I'm not gonna say exactly where I'm going, but you'll definitely hear from me. It's gonna be an even better second season. I'd like to say thank you to all of you for coming with me on my journey so far. It's been 8 episodes of fun, excitement, etc. I'd like to thank my amazing crew. Oh my god, like I really couldn't have done it without them, and I'm not even saying that because that's what you say. I'm saying that like they're looking at me now, I'm sure they want to cry. You better cry. Shed tears. No, honestly, I couldn't have, like, you can't even understand the level of sacrifice. Like, I really appreciate you guys. Toluani, Ope, Ayo, Chidbem, everyone that's helped me, put this together. Obviously, my support system, my backbone, Ugo, my siblings, my family. And another thing that I say a lot is, it's one thing to just wake up and say you're going to quit your job, right? But then I'm not going to take for granted the fact that I had a very strong support system. A lot of people who said to me they wanted to go, when they thought about their support system, they were not able to, right? So for me, it was very key. Whenever I thought about, what's the worst that could happen? I thought about it. My people will not let me fall. Do you understand? So like I really have the best support system. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. I hope you've learned some things. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm available everywhere you find me. If you see me on the road, say hi. Hopefully I'm famous by now. So. But yeah, it's been an amazing season. I hope to come back in season 2 with even more stories for you, more lessons, more recipes, and more fun stuff. And I kind of like how we're ending with something that's a bit similar to the first episode, right? Because we started with talking about just doing it and taking risks, right? And then we're ending with change and embracing change and being open to change. And so it's almost like we've gone full circle, right? So yes, so I started with just do it, and I'm ending with just do it. So till next season, bye guys. For our final kitchen one this episode, I've chosen to show you how to make caramel. Caramel really because we're talking about change, and caramel is literally sugar changing. So to start with, select a heavy bottomed saucepan that's slightly bigger than what you think you'll need. Slightly bigger because you'll see that at some point when you add the whipping cream, it bubbles up. So if you have a saucepan or pan that's too short, it might hurt you, and sugar is really painful. Now that you've selected your saucepan, heat the water and sugar over medium heat. Stir constantly until the sugar has dissolved and the mixture starts to bubble just a little. Now increase the heat to high and bring to a boil, but stop stirring completely. If you don't, your sugar will crystallize and mess up your caramel. Let the mixture continue boiling until it turns an amber color. This could take anywhere from 4 to 12 minutes depending on your pan size, but you don't want to move because it changes really quickly. The sugar goes from clear to amber to burned, and you don't want burned. As soon as it turns amber, remove from the heat and slowly whisk in the heavy cream. Can you see the bubbles I spoke about earlier? If you had a pan that was too small, then I'd be in trouble. Next, mix in until thoroughly combined. Then your vanilla, and then your salt. And there you have it, salted caramel. If you wanted to make this regular caramel, you just reduce the amount of salt you put. This sauce will thicken up a bit once it's cooled. So cool it slightly, cover tightly, and store in the refrigerator. This sauce is perfect as a topping for any of your desserts. From ice cream, like I showed you last episode, to your cakes, to your muffins, to your banana breads, and any desserts you can pretty much think about. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.